Hello, good evening, I should say. A little later in the day for me today, but that's okay. Better late than never, right? So today is February 13th, 2024, and today is day 34 of 100 days, 100 ways, trails taken. And today we get a new trail marker. Yay! Here. Oh, no, that's the old one. Moving on. All right. Where have you been? I don't know how much glare you can see. I have like a cheat sheet thing, a little post-it note covering the camera so that I learn not to watch myself. These are things we need to know, right? Otherwise it just looks like I'm chatting with myself and I want to be, here with you. Okay, so the question of the day, our new trail marker, where have you been? The question is education. Grade school. What was your favorite teacher's name and grade? Many to choose from, right? Even if you didn't graduate, you still got a lot of years there to choose from. So, let's see who you come up with. Okay, I know there's lots of triggers around, that age, and I should have specified better. Grade 7 or like kindergarten or grade 1 to grade 6 or kindergarten to grade 7 or kindergarten to grade 8, I guess, depending which school system you're in. For me, it was kindergarten to grade 7, I'm going by. Okay, so where have you been? Education. And you don't have to say which institution you attended, but I really loved mine. My elementary school was called Hatzick Elementary. It was not the first elementary school that I went to because I moved partway through the first few months of kindergarten and went to school at Hatzick Elementary for the second part of kindergarten. Some changes took place, and that also afforded me an opportunity because they took the old schoolroom. It was like it was probably 4 rooms actually, and that's where all the school was done. And actually my ex-father-in-law and my former husband, they both went to that school also. So when it was time for the school to, grow and the community was getting larger, they closed the school so that they could do like an add-on construction. And in that time, my first grade 1, I went to a closed Indigenous school, reservation school, St. Mary's. So there's definitely triggers around that, especially with everything that's happened in the world around that recently. And unfortunately, they did find, I think, it's hard for me to know because I'm far removed. I'm in a few provinces over now. But I do have a lot of memories around that. And I know they found some, I don't even want to talk about it. Let's not even talk about it. It was what it was, and definitely there's, some strong feelings and emotions that go with that. But I really enjoyed my time there, and I really enjoyed being there. And even after our grade 1, we moved back to grade 2 in the newly renovated school. Sorry, I say a lot sometimes. Okay, so we moved back to there, but still it was just part of, where we hung out, and we had friends that lived there, and it's just part of the past, right? And part of the history, and part of let's not forget, and every child does matter. So back to the untriggerable stuff. What was your favorite teacher's name and grade? So for myself, I could have probably picked every single one of them because they have, you know, something that they gave me. I know, now I'm like, oh, but Mrs. Godson and her singing and the music and Mr. Savage and the singing and the music. I loved that part. But the one I wrote was Mr. Fitch, and because I was an athlete and I was, you know, never had aspirations to go anywhere. I just really wanted to win and be the best. I was competitive. And I even had a little bit of a, you know, a reputation, I guess, to uphold in the district. And yeah, I felt very proud of that, I guess. It was also something that made my mother happy, and yeah, I wanted to do more of that if I could. And then now, I don't see Mr. Fitch very much anymore, although I believe he's living very close to my 9th grade English teacher, which is kind of cool, who I'm also friends with. Now my closest teacher is Wendy Swanson. She was my 5th grade teacher and a coach, a volleyball coach, and just a wonderful human being. And she still is, and we are friends, and I treasure that beyond measure. Even one time she told me, when I was like an older adult after I had my own children, she said, "Tammy, if you don't stop calling me Mrs. Swanson, I will not speak to you again." And it took a long time. Seriously, like I'm talking like years for me to be able to, you know, separate those two things. Because she's really not that much older than me. Hi, Wendy, if you're watching. And yeah, it's just interesting. And it feels really great, actually. Yeah, to remain friends with people that were, you know, important and held to the level of being my teacher, and you know, teaching me not only ABCs and arithmetic, but teaching me how to be a good person. And yeah, actually, I just saw a thing about writing lines the other day, and in Mrs. Swanson's class, yeah, I did have to write a couple lines. I had a little girl gang. Oh dear, 3 Tammys and a Heather. And it was fun. It was ridiculous, and we made up our own language, which I think I mentioned before. And well, Mrs. Swanson caught on, and yeah, we had to do lines. And I think we had to miss ice skating. So that's so much fun. Anyways, I love her dearly. And I guess that's about it. I have a trigger, but it's not for today because I just went on about the school thing, and yeah, wrote one down for tomorrow. So anyways, tomorrow we'll be back again with day 35 of 100. Where have you been? Every time I say that, I always think, "Pussycat, pussycat, where have you been?" "I've been to London to see the Queen." Please don't stop watching. Okay, anyways, have a great night and be well.